There were a lot of records that came out in mental health last year that were not records that we wanted to see.
Anxiety, loneliness, feeling disconnected.
Oftentimes people think that if I bring up suicide, are you suicidal, are you struggling with suicidal thoughts, that it might put that thought in the person's head. And that's absolutely a myth that has been debunked.
Asking the direct question in order to be honest and facilitate that conversation.
It needs to be talked about.
The world is listening.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for being with us. I'm Todd Unger.
And I'm Naya Gonzalez. Welcome to the Open Conversation. Mental health can be difficult to talk about, but that's why right here at 25 News, we're starting the conversation.
Now, whether it's you, family, or friends, we're all connected to it. Each month, we aim to have these difficult discussions right here, focusing on a different topic each time. Basically, it comes down to this: if you are struggling, you are not alone.
Now let's bring in 25 News reporter Austin Walker. Austin, talking about mental health, this isn't an easy topic.
That's right, it's going to be hard. It's not simple. You might feel uncomfortable, but that's the first step in breaking this stigma and potentially saving a life. This month, we want to start the open conversation around suicide.
Now let's look at some numbers nationwide. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, in 2019, suicide was the 10th leading cause of death. But for people ages 10 to 34, it was the second leading cause of death.
Experts say the more we talk about this, the easier it gets, and sometimes that starts right at home. We introduce you to MARGO, a Central Texas mom who lost her son to suicide, and she shares her son Christian's story with us tonight. She says it's important to have these difficult conversations early because maybe he'd still be with us today.
He was a pill. He was really a silly baby. He would just do silly things, and he was a character.
To MARGO, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
He always had his eyes darting somewhere else, or he was making a face.
1,000 moments she wishes she could relive with her son Christian.
He was going to turn 27, and it was like, it's still his time of having his oyster.
On November 11th, 2019, Christian Brinkman died by suicide.
And like I said, we're going on 3 years, but it's like it just happened. I just got the text.
To everyone, he was the same normal Christian.
He would always make a funny face or something.
Happy, someone with a smile that could light up any room. But inside, the feeling of depression and anxiety became too much.
I never knew that. He carried that with himself for a long time.
Something family and friends never realized.
Because, like I said, we had no idea that Christian was so sad and that he was going through these things. He totaled the car. He had that skiing accident. I mean, he was always doing something.
1,000 questions left unanswered. She says Christian became distant, not following through on plans.
And I just never knew that those were signs.
Today, MEREK is putting together a scrapbook.
I want to make a memory book, because a lot of
1,000 memories.
I just feel like I'm going to forget them.
She says she hopes others will see Christian's story and will inspire 1,000 conversations with parents and their children.
I really think that young people do need to have those hard talks with someone. If it's not a parent, a friend, or somebody, no matter how they think that someone's going to judge them or something like that, because they really don't.
Remembering these conversations could change a life.
You might save somebody.
To MARGO, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
He made everybody laugh.
But there are 1,000 things she wishes she could say to him.
But I hope Christian knows that I haven't forgotten him.